Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thanks for being here on Wednesday, August 26th. I've got your top headlines for you from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. I appreciate you choosing to be here to get filled in on what is impacting you here in Northeast Ohio. Excuse me. Swallowed some air there. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here's what's impacting you in Northeast Ohio. First, we've got those updated numbers in from the Ohio Department on Health on what's happening with COVID-19 here in Ohio. Also, we'll let you know what you need to know about those unemployment checks, when you can expect those, and where the money is coming from. We'll also take a look at an interesting work-from-home side effect that has some cities concerned for their operating budgets for the upcoming year. Give you an update on what's going on with our Cleveland baseball pitchers ZACK, PLESAC, and Mike CLEVINGER as we continue to take on the Minnesota Twins at Progressive Field. And remind you one more time that it's National Dog Day because this is a holiday that's so nice we have to talk about it twice. First up, we've got those new numbers in, though, from the Ohio Department of Health related to COVID-19. And for the first time in several days, the new daily reported cases are up over 1,000. Also, we have reached that milestone. There are now over 4,000 deaths in Ohio related to COVID-19, with a big jump in daily reported deaths coming today from the Ohio Department of Health. Active hospitalizations, however, do continue to trend down. First up, let's dive into those numbers. The total number of new daily reported COVID-19 cases in Ohio is now 1,089 for the last 24 hours. That brings the total number of cases that we've had here in Ohio since March 9th to 117,584. Now, the Ohio Department of Health has been reporting the presumed recovered cases, and that number is just under 98,000. So what that means is just under 20,000 cases are presumed to be active right now if you flip that number around. So that's about 17% of the known COVID-19 cases are considered to be active right now by the Ohio Department of Health. Our positivity rating is at 4.2%. So for all of the COVID-19 tests that are being done, 4.2% of them are coming back positive. And in the last 24 hours, we have seen 48 new deaths reported. This is a big jump from the last several days when we saw 3 new deaths reported, 8 new deaths reported, and 10 new deaths reported Sunday through Tuesday. Today, we're seeing 48 new deaths reported, and that brings the number well over 4,000 in Ohio. It's now 4,044 total deaths related to COVID-19 in Ohio. In the last 24 hours, we've seen 87 new hospitalizations, and the total number of people who are currently hospitalized is 771. That is a decrease from yesterday. Of those 771 people who are hospitalized, 259 of them are currently in the ICU getting treatment in the intensive care unit. That is also down from yesterday. There were 17 new ICU admissions reported in the last 24 hours, and our hospital bed occupancy rate is at 76%. So 24% of the hospital beds in the state of Ohio are available for people who need treatment, whether that be for COVID-19 or for anything else. Now let's take a look at the national and the global numbers for COVID-19. These numbers come from Johns Hopkins University. As of right now, in the U.S., there are 5,796,772 reported cases of COVID-19, and there are now a total of 179,032 deaths attributed to COVID-19. That's almost 1,300 new deaths in the last 24 hours. That's a big jump from the increase that we saw yesterday. Now, the U.S. has about 4.25% of the global population, but our cases and our deaths are a much larger percentage of the global cases and deaths. The U.S. has about 24% of the known COVID-19 cases in the world and about 22% of the known global COVID-19 deaths in the world. The total number of COVID-19 cases globally is now just under 24 million. That's 23,979,121. And the total number of deaths globally is 821,351. Now, we all know that COVID-19 has impacted people financially. Well, you can now expect that $300 federal bump to your unemployment by the end of September. This is supposed to be retroactive to the beginning of August. So that expired at the end of July. You won't lose any of those benefits. You've just been waiting for them. Of course, people did get used to that bump that was $600 per week from the government. Well, this will be $300 per week. And there was a lot of question when President Donald Trump issued this order where the money was coming from. Well, states are required to apply to FEMA for the extra $300 per person per week in those unemployment benefits. Governor Mike DeWine said that he made it clear to his team that he wants to get those benefits out as quickly as possible. So now we know people can expect those checks by the end of September. Still a little ways away, but at least now people have sort of a timetable where they can start to think about when they'll be getting that money, which is retroactive back to the beginning of August if you are still on unemployment benefits here in the state of Ohio. Here is an unexpected issue that is impacting some cities with people working from home, or that might be impacting some cities that cities are definitely concerned about. A potential loss of income tax revenue if employees permanently work from home or work from home for a lot longer throughout this pandemic. Governor Mike DeWine, in March, as part of the stay-at-home orders, he realized that cities do continue to need income tax dollars from where people work. If you pay attention to your paychecks, you know that not only do you pay tax where you live, you also pay a tax related to where you work. Well, that was extended, and so even people were working from home, they were still paying income tax under DeWine at the employer's location. However, Ohio Senate Bill 352 was introduced earlier this month, and that would repeal that. It's called the Pandemic Tax Protection. That's what it was, allowing employers to continue to collect, not employers, but the city where his employer is located, to collect that income tax from a person. Jessica Heiser, who is the Economic Development Director for Independence, said that could be a huge impact for the city of Independence specifically, should work from home and income tax go to where people are actually working versus where their employer is located. To give you an example, Independence typically brings in $34 million in annual income tax revenue each year. That's about 65% of the city's total annual revenue, and a lot of that comes from people who are paying taxes based on working in businesses in Independence who might live outside of the Independence city limits. So that's something to think about. But we'll be watching to see what happens with that Ohio Senate bill in the coming months as this pandemic continues to be something that we live with here in Northeast Ohio. However, Northeast Ohio's commercial real estate market is doing very well. Industrial real estate is actually soaring because of the pandemic. One Cleveland real estate agent said that warehouse space is actually hard to find right now because of this surge in industrial real estate. That agent said that more people are building products locally, storing them locally, and moving them locally than before. E-commerce is also doing well and might replace a sort of drying up of the need for real estate space. Amazon is actually now talking with Simon Property Group to take over empty department stores in malls. So that is something that is to be considered when we look at what's going on with the cities and the impact of COVID-19 financially beyond our individual unemployment situations. Now let's take a look at what's going on with Cleveland baseball. The Tribe, it looks like, will be keeping pitcher ZACK PLESAC benched. Both PLESAC and Mike CLEVINGER have been at the team's training site in Eastlake. This was after they broke COVID-19 protocol on a team trip to Chicago a few weeks ago. Well, CLEVINGER will be called back up tonight, so we can expect to see him with the team tonight at Progressive Field. The team president, Chris Antonetti, said recently of PLESAC, we don't yet have an opportunity for him at the major league level, but that could change very quickly. Antonetti said it's up to him to continue to pitch the way he's capable of pitching, continue to put in the work, and be an option for us whenever we have an opportunity for him. So CLEVINGER is being called back up. The Tribe takes on the Minnesota Twins tonight at 7:10 p.m. This is the third game in a series. The Tribe is officially past the halfway point of this shortened 60-game season. They did win last night, so it's 1-1 in the series with the Twins. Hopefully they can win it tonight. Last night we beat them 4-2. We would like to see something similar again tonight before they head to Missouri to take on the St. Louis Cardinals on Friday. And one more reminder for you that it is National Dog Day. Wishing you a very happy National Dog Day from myself and Mr. Harry Winston the Puggle. We just posted a couple photos on Twitter and Instagram. You can find those at _Stephanie Haney. Of course, Winston was being his typical self, just kind of wiggling around in my arms. So there's a couple of them for you to look at there while he was kind of just jumping all around in my arms. We also want you to send your photos to us here at 3 News. You can do that in the WKYC app, and you can also do that on our Facebook page. You can just leave a photo in the comments. Use the Near Me feature in the WKYC app. Super easy to do. As soon as you open up the app and it greets you and says good afternoon or good evening, you'll see that little button that says Near Me, and that's how you can send us those photos. That's it for your 3 News Now afternoon update for Wednesday, August 26th. I'll see you next on What's New at 5 p.m., which you can also watch live in the WKYC app. I'll have your trending stories, and then I'll see you back here tomorrow for 3 News Now. Everyone enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'm Stephanie Haney.